So NFTs, as far as creature NFTs, and today what I kind of want to, break ground on is weapons and armor NFTs as well. My biggest background is in Magic the Gathering, as me and Tron have mentioned before. So this kind of falls in line with flavor text that we really enjoy.
Flavor text is like a story excerpt, right?
Yeah, it can be a fun little thing. Like it can be two soldiers on the battlefield talking to each other, and one of them saying something snarky, or it can just be, just like you mentioned, a tiny clip of a story where something happens, and like if it's this giant centipede like insect creature, which a giant centipede might be great for the swamp planet now that I mention it.
Mm-hmm.
It can be a little story excerpt where like two soldiers are in the middle of the swamp and one of them, his weapons are jammed, and then he looks up and sees the look in the other soldier's eyes as his eyes widen and looks behind his shoulder, and just in time to see this giant, shadow with 100 legs. And so the snippet can tell a piece of a story that's like the really gripping moment, like the juicy tidbit. Or it can be a description and be like, it can be talking about something as if it's telling a story. Like soldiers use this for the pistol. Since the issuance, it has become a favorite among Marines on the ocean planet for this reason. It can be like that, or it can be a little more like anecdotal, like soldiers of the 24th Regiment used to favor this one in particular because it wouldn't jam or something. Like that doesn't actually have to do with the function of the NFT, but it's engaging. It makes you think about the history behind it a little.
Yeah, definitely. It sparks the imagination. It reminds me of what Matt was saying about how he wants things to kind of be suggestive. So almost like prompts to get people's imaginations going rather than always like fully formed for them, Yeah.
And that's exactly what flavor text is. And it's so versatile because like I said, it can, sometimes if you're stuck on an idea, it doesn't always have to be from a story. It can be, the flavor text can be like, this creature grows to 6 foot 5 inches by human standards, shoots poison out of its teeth and whatever, So it could be whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, I love that. That's cool. I like that a lot too. Just personally, I love the idea of like a template for getting like the bulk of the work done, but also that we don't have to get stuck in the template, like we don't have to, it's just like gives us a starting point basically.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Starship Writers Room.
If you have an idea for the Starship lore, we would love to hear it, and you might even get a shout out on the pod.
Simply send to lore@deploystarship.com. That's LORE@deploystarship.com.
We hope you have a stellar day,
and we'll see you next week.